Hey guys, what is going on? It's Hiran, and guys, this is the second part of the first video. If you haven't watched it already, I highly recommend you watch the first part first. But that being said, we'll just jump in right where we left. Again, I haven't watched this video. I'm just covering it as it goes. So let's continue.
What it made me realize thinking about red pill and black pill is I had Nama Cates on, who did a ton of research into the incel community. And in these black pill communities, which are basically nihilism, for anyone that doesn't understand it, it's kind of like relationship nihilism for men, typically. And what she said was that anybody that suggests any small hint of ascending, which would be a girl in a coffee shop smiled at me today. It's not even going for a date or I got a girl's number. It's any tiny little sliver of attention from the female gender. That, as soon as you do that, as soon as you show in any of these forums, these black pill forums, that you may have had a little bit of attention, as soon as you show that, that's you out. You're ostracized from the group. And the reason for that is that it gives undue, the subtext for the reason for that is it gives undue hope to the other people in that group. Well, if this guy has managed it, then maybe so am I. And it's how would you say? It's a loyalty. It's a show of loyalty that you're not prepared to try and ascend, right? It is a sacrifice for the group. Look, I'm putting the interests of the group over the interests of my own happiness. And I think in red pill, it's almost the same, that it's
Not in the slightest.
A commitment to seeing women as a means to an end, to committing to this particular narrative around them being gold diggers or being able to move from man to man very, very quickly. Dude, like the world that these guys exist in seems very, very detached from mine. I spent a lot of time around a lot of girls, all of whom are in that single party girl mode, who are about to move into becoming someone that wants to get married and settle down and have kids.
Oh yeah, sounds really familiar. The party girl who parties throughout her 20s and reaches 30, and then the party slowly goes down as she realizes that not the same number of men are interested in her, when she starts to realize she can't secure the same men that she used to in the past. And then suddenly she's 35, the biological clock is ticking, and she's like, I need a real man. I'm tired of boys just playing their little games, even though I wasn't tired when I was in my 20s and I was dating all the chads, all the bad boys from town. But now I'm tired. I just want a real man who will provide for my family and my already, two babies from different fathers. Yeah, no, thank you. Like, I haven't even heard what you will say, but yeah, like, I'm really familiar with the party girl type. You know, honestly, guys, don't you think that this man is somehow close to the red pill because he sees these things? His eyes see reality. He just needs to realize it. He just needs to add a 2 to 2 and realize it's 4. That's it. He sees the whole thing. He just hasn't made the move.
And man, like when those girls find the guy, everything gets switched off. I've seen the biggest sluts that have worked for us that had just a different guy every night of the week. They would be moving between different parties, different groups. And then as soon as they find someone that they care about, that mode just gets killed. I'm like, this isn't the case. But when
and then they become the best wife there is, isn't it? Honestly, guys, how many stories have you read of a woman cheating on their husband? The man suddenly realizes one of the kids is not his, or the woman says that the spark, is not there anymore. The glitter wore off, or all this nonsense. Are you really assuming that all these 3 or 4s? I was gonna say a bad word there for a moment. Are you really assuming that all these women who go through these phases then become the best wife material there is? Come on, man. Like, for real. These women, it's a stereotype, of course. It's not all women, but it's so many women that it's a stereotype. They go through their 20s from one party to another. They are a 3 or 4 in the full sense of the word. They sleep with 100 different men, and then they catch the first. Okay, they either go for a simp that will provide all they need, or they go for a weak man that doesn't have any other options and is really really sad, and oh, she's the best thing that ever happened to me, meanwhile she's cheating on him with another guy. Like, they reach this age and they go for a provider. They're not looking for love, they're not looking for stability, they're not looking for till death do its part. No, they're looking for a wallet, and they're looking for someone so they don't have to end their lives alone. For real, like this argument that these 3 or 4s suddenly become like the perfect mother, the perfect wife, it's the furthest thing from the truth that you could hear. They are entitled. They even though they are 30 and they realize they cannot secure the same type of men, they still want the same type of men. Like these 30, 40-year-old women, you hear them right on TikToks like, oh, I want a man who earns 6 digits and who is really jacked and who will really take care of me, even though they don't deserve it, even though they haven't. If they wanted that when they were in their 20s, okay. But no, they want that when they're in the 40s. Like, guys, for real, just leave me a comment on what you think about this, because it's so hilarious.
When you're in a community of an echo chamber of that, and you're probably not spending a whole lot of time in the real world to disprove these ideas, that's all that you can see.
And you know what? Most of those...
Yeah, guys, go and disprove the idea. Go and get engaged with one of these 35-year-old single mother with different babies from different men. Get engaged with her and tell me in a year if it works for you, okay? Do it. Disprove it. Marry these women, make them a wife, put a ring on that finger, and you tell me how the relationship is going in 1 or 2 years. And tell me how they are the best wife you could have imagined, and they are, such a good dating material. Don't go for the young and attractive and still, girls with not a huge baggage from relationships. Don't go for them. Go for the single mothers who have partied throughout their whole life. Marry them and tell me how that goes, okay?
Those women in that party mode are there because it's attachment issues. They're there because that's all they know. That's all they know how to feel good and get attention. They're using sex to get love.
Great point. This is the first thing I fully agree with you. All these women that go through the party phase, etc., for the most part, guys, they are either blinded by womanism, they are either indoctrinated in womanism, or they either lack a parent, a father figure. For real. I'm not a psychotherapist, okay, you have to take my word for it, but a lot of these women that pick bad men over and over and over again is because they lack a father figure to show them boundaries and to show them what a good man really is. By example, for example. A bit redundant there, but a lot of men, without necessarily having to have any discussions with their daughters, they just lead by example. And when women, when girls are raised by their single mother, they don't have that example. They have the example of the single mother who is single for a reason. Like these women that pick bad men all the time, honestly, I view them as lost, They can't realize why they pick the same bad boy over and over again, because they don't have an example to follow. They are indoctrinated by womanism, which tells them that, hooking up with all the town is empowering. This is the first thing that this man said that I really honestly agree with it.
Most women? I mean, those are the visible women. That's the problem. Those are the visible women. You know where most women are? They're at home. Their families. They're watching TV. They're knitting. They're coloring. They're playing video games. They're petting their cat. They're sitting with their family and having a good time. That's where most women are. And you will not be introduced.
Guys, again, sorry to pause it so much. I just have so many things to say. This is also true. Like, yeah, the bad women are so visible because they are on TikTok. They are on all social media. The good woman who is dating material, you will not see her on TikTok making stupid TikToks about her in her car talking about her last boyfriend. So yeah, I do believe that a lot of good women, are still out there. You will not find them on TikTok. You will not find them on Tinder. You will not find them posting booty pictures on Instagram. Yeah, I still believe there are a lot of good women out there. Now, the question becomes, how much is a lot of good women. Are we talking about 10,000 good women? Are we talking about 200 good women? It depends on where you live in. Again, in the East, it's harder to find, it's easier to find a good woman. But in the USA, where most people who watch me are from, leave me a comment, guys. How many good women do you think there are left in your city, for example, if you have to give it any number? Because, yeah, the good women are still out there, but how much are they? Are they taken already? Are they compatible with you?
Introduced to those good women because the people you know are going to look at you as a disaster. Not you, but I mean, red pill dudes and black pill dudes. Other women and your family and friends aren't going to say, "Hey, you should meet this wonderful woman I know who's like 22. She's never ever had a boyfriend. She's just sweet and she just wants to be a mom." They're not going to say, "Hey, dude, you're like smoking pot. You don't have a job. All you do is yell and complain about women, and you're trying to bang all these women in the club. I should introduce you to this great young woman I know."
Yeah.
No, that's not how the game works, man. So you're only going to see these visible women at the club. You're like, "She's sleeping with somebody every night. Why not me? Why am I the only man in town she hasn't slept with?" And that's not a great place to be. But yeah, man, when women know, they know. When women see you and they see that you're value, they attach to you with claws, and they will never ever let go, and they will sleep outside on your front porch until you open the door. When a woman really loves you, that's how far they go. And I know this because I've been with my wife like 14 years, and if I tried to walk out the door, she would handcuff me to her. Like, it is what it is. Women know. And when they get in good relationships, they start to heal. They instinctively build self-correcting networks. A healthy woman instinctively builds self-correcting networks. They just do, especially when.
That is wrong. You are going well with the point that a good woman with self-respect will not date a Chad, which I say a lot about women. I mean, a lot of women pretend that they can be in their 20s and sleep with triple-digit numbers and then, secure a man with self-respect. It doesn't work that way. Neither does it work the reverse scenario where men who have slept with half the town, they want a serious woman. It doesn't work that way. But here you drop the ball, my man. Like this thing that women heal when they get in a good relationship. Nah, women get bored when they are in a good relationship. Women cheat on you when they are in a good relationship because they are broken already. If a woman reaches that point where she is already broken, if she is already complaining about the seventh Chad that used her, it's already late. She is for the streets. Now, of course, I'm not saying that it's a 100% demise, but you take an average, the average case of a woman that has been thrashed by so many dudes and carries a huge baggage, and you put her in a good relationship, and she's not going to value it. She's not going to heal. She's not going to build networks and connections. No, she will get bored of that guy and she will cheat on him. It's just how it works in 95 out of every 100 cases. Because like these women, man, do you think that these women who quote unquote want to heal, they can't find a good guy? We cover women on the channel every so often that they say, this man treated me bad, and my other ex-boyfriend, he was really mean, and this other one was abusive, and this other one tricked me. And it's attractive women that say that. Do you honestly think that these women can't secure a good guy if they tried to? If they tried to, they could, but they don't want to, you see? Like these women that get played by Chad over and over, they don't want the quote-unquote nice guys because they view them as boring. They want to continue in that pursuit of chasing Chad. They could secure a good man if they wanted to. They could pique his interest if they wanted to, but they don't want to. And if you force them to be in a good relationship, they're going to run for the hills. They're going to take the first chance to cheat on that man. Let's continue watching.
Once they have children, then they really start building self-correcting networks. Suddenly, attachment problems that you both had in the beginning of the relationship are now a problem, and she starts looking at you as the threat to the kids because the kids aren't building good attachment with you. That's where a lot of divorces come in. When women become moms, most women, they want to fix their attachment issues, but they don't know how, and now they're angry at you for having attachment issues.
Yeah, well, I mean,
fix your.
Yeah, so you basically made a counter argument to your own argument. You're basically contradicting yourself at this point. But yeah, this is what I mentioned, the baggage, right? You mean to tell me that a girl that has a huge baggage from her last 27 failed relationships is just going to magically pop into a good relationship, and all of a sudden, like all these assets, all these tools that take years of practicing on building to be a good mother, to be a good wife, they're eventually just gonna pop out of the blue, and she's gonna magically be like, oh yeah, she's gonna build the networks. No, she's going to carry that baggage into your relationship. If she sees that her husband is having a good relationship with the kids, he's going to want to sabotage it because maybe she feels insecure about whether she can have the same relationship with her kids, or she might feel frightened that the man could take them away. All this baggage, guys, this is why I hate all this nonsense that women say nowadays that, yeah, it was my past, just leave it in the past. My past shouldn't matter. It absolutely should. You carry that as, as if in your future life. All this baggage that you've built up in your past, it influences your future. It influences your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your friends, with possible dating, people. Let's keep watching, guys.
Attachment issues, it doesn't happen.
This came up in the first episode where you said that a lot of issues that women have in marriages where there's kids isn't necessarily to do with their relationship with the father. It's the father's relationship with the children. That the woman is now being very protective over the kid's life, and she sees that the man is not being the father that she wanted. And that causes a defense mechanism to kick in, which actually creates friction between man and woman.
That's what I tell men when your kids are like 10 years old or 12 years.
Excuse me, guys, I'm going to pause it again. This is why, if you want to have a good family, guys, a good family takes time. If you want to have a good family, you should look for that in your 20s. Even better, in your early 20s. These women, like modern women, have the idea that, yeah, I'm empowered, I'm working a 9 to 5, I make my own money, and look at me, I'm so empowered with my TikToks having so much likes and all these men giving me attention. And they think that they can go into their 30s and suddenly just get a man, get kids, and everything will be nice and dandy. Well, it doesn't work that way. If you want a stable family, you have to grow that. You have to work towards that. You have to not have a previous experience of 40 failed relationships, because all that baggage carries into your future relationship. And this is where all these defensive mechanisms start to work. Maybe you remember, guys, we covered a video a few weeks back about a woman that she purposefully manipulated her own child to be against her father, and she was trying to make the kid overweight so he relates more to her and her family than the man's family, because the woman's family was overweight as well and the man's family wasn't. Like, all these things, they are defense mechanisms. They are holes in the character of that person. They are flaws. They are weaknesses. And yet there are still people out there who think that the past doesn't matter.
Years old or even teens, and she's going at you, and it looks like she wants to kill you, and she's mentioning divorce. There is no way on earth you can fix your relationship with her unless you fix your relationships with your kids first. And if you fix your relationships with your kids first, that automatically just about fixes the relationship with her, because all of a sudden, all the problems she had with you is now great. And the kids are talking about how great you are, and she sees you with them, and her oxytocin starts flowing and her dopamine starts. Every time she looks at you and the kids and they are laughing and hugging you and smiling, her brain automatically makes her like you more because you are good for those kids. This is what red pills should be teaching. This is applied evolutionary psychology. It's all it is.
Yeah.
Her brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, vasopressin, all kinds of bonding chemicals when she sees you with the kids, and the kids are happy to be with you. If you can fix that, man, it's like putting your marriage on easy mode.
Yeah, so the happy wife, happy life. Gentlemen, you're not on this earth to fix broken people. Okay, you're not here, and your life should not be about taking broken women, taking undating material women, and fixing them. Okay, this is a wrong mindset. You should either go for the women who are good. If you are good, if you're a man with self-respect and you have worked all your life to be a good father, to be a good husband, just go for the same woman that is already, predisposed to be a good wife. All this nonsense of, yeah, you can take any woman and just be good with her kids and oxytocin and her brain, yada yada. Why should you do that? Okay, I'm not spending my life, I'm not spending my time to fix broken people, which, guys, in most of the cases, broken people don't fix themselves. Like, they just continue to be broken. In most cases, at least from my experience. Maybe I'm wrong. You can, guys, leave me a comment. But this is my take from what I have seen. You go into a broken person's life and you try to fix it, and you get broken as well. So I'm not buying all this nonsense of, yeah, just take that one single mother or take that woman that has been through parties throughout all her 20s and just fix her, just make a bunch of children and start to work on things and happy wife, happy life, and you try to do that for her. No, thank you. I'd rather be alone than risking a divorce and risking not be able to see my kids again, just so I can try and fix a broken individual that has brought that upon herself. Men are not to blame. A potential husband is not to blame for a woman being broken. So why should he fix it? And this is an attitude that many men have, because we men, we like to fix things. We see a person, we are compassionate, we want her to feel better. We have a girlfriend and she has this problem, and oh, my ex-boyfriend treated me badly. Oh, really? That's so sad. Yada yada. We try to fix things, and a lot of red pill dudes come from this, where they have tried to fix a woman. They have tried to be the good man, the nice guy, and she still dumped them and went with Chad. Or just didn't care about nice guys, because women nowadays, they don't want nice guys for the most part. But let's end the video, guys.
If your relationship with your kids is rocky or distant and the kids are nervous and anxious all the time, man, you're putting your marriage on hard mode then. It's good luck getting a smile out of her.
That would be a man's manosphere movement that I would totally get behind. If it was more to do with, okay, how do we make a marriage as sick as possible? Like, how do we make a marriage as awesome, as easy as possible? Because, end of the day, that's kind of what men would like. We've still got other shit that we want to try and do. The goals in the gym, or the sport team that we play on a weekend, or the bike that we're obsessively fixing when we get home from work. Being able to do, okay, how do I make the marriage as easy and comfortable? And also because you care about the partner and so on and so forth. Yep. Yeah, man, that would be someone out there should create a branch off of Red Pill that is about married men becoming better married men. And the same for women as well, understanding evolutionary psychology and not just this tribal hatred. What's happening, people?
Okay, guys, let me play some gameplay as I give my final thoughts. I like their optimism. I like the main idea. I'm not saying these people are dumb. I'm not saying they're bad. I will just say they're, maybe too genuine. Maybe they innocent. Too innocent is what I would call them. If you want, gentlemen, you can make a philosophy that is all about being a good husband. If you want, you can do that. Where you try to teach other men how to treat their girlfriends, or teach men how to be good husbands. Or you can be part of the red pill, which I wouldn't call the red pill pessimistic. I think the red pill is realistic. The red pill doesn't teach men to treat women badly. It doesn't teach women, it doesn't teach men just, be an a-hole to women. No, it's just realize that most women don't deserve a good treatment. Most women don't deserve a husband. Most women don't deserve a serious relationship. They don't want it. These women don't want it. If they wanted it, that's another topic, But for the most part, women nowadays, they don't want something serious until they are 30 and they're looking for a wallet. For real, guys. Like, this is the whole idea of the red pill. The red pill is not saying that you should not date, and this is also why my channel is about. on my channel, I have never mentioned you should not marry or you should not date or you should not look for a good woman. What I do in my channel is, tell you, be careful with what you do. Be careful while looking for that good woman if you are, because there are a lot of things that are against men in today's society. Marriage, the court system, child custody, the odds, okay? Never tell me the odds. The odds are bad for men. It's much easier if you're a good woman to find a good man than if you are a good man to find a good woman. And all of that is the red pill. Is just take the red pill, open your eyes, and decide what you want to do. No one is telling you should be an a-hole, you should not date women, or you should hate them. It's just, I will tell you all the bad things. I will tell you reality. I will tell you all the dangers, and then you decide what you want to do with that. So guys, decide what you want to do. Honestly, you can always change your mind. You can always keep learning. But this channel is about, hey, be careful. Be careful because there have already been tons and tons of men who have had bad experiences, who have ruined their lives, and who have made poor choices. And honestly, I don't blame men. A lot of the time, men are just, innocent. They go into a marriage giving it their all. They expect a stable family, and they don't get one. They get cheated on, they get divorced, they lose their crap, they lose their kids, etc., etc. But guys, that will be it for today. Thank you if you've made it till the end. Leave me a comment of what your thoughts are on everything we covered, and I'll see you next time. Peace.